Today I'm talking about one of the most compelling science fiction novels of the past decade, Leviathan Wakes by S.A. Corey. This book kicked off the Expanse series, and trust me, it's going to blow your mind if you haven't read it already. Hi everyone, I'm Razu and this is RazuTales. On this channel I make videos about books, writing and do deep dives into horror and fantasy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you appreciate this video, consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons to join our community of book lovers. Now, let's get started. Before we dive in, let me give you some quick context. Leviathan Wakes was published in 2011 and is actually written by two authors, Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank, under the pen name James S.A. Corey. While it spawned an entire series and a fantastic TV shows, today we're focusing solely on this first book, because it's absolutely brilliant as a standalone story. What makes Leviathan Wakes special is how it combines multiple genres into something unique. On one level, it's hard science fiction that takes physics seriously. No faster than light travel, no artificial gravity without spin, realistic space combat. But it's also a noir detective story, a political thriller, and even has elements of horror. Think Raymond Chandler meets Arthur C. Clarke meets Ridley Scott's Alien. The story follows two main characters, Joe Miller, a cynical detective on Ceres Station, and James Holden, an idealistic ship's officer. When these two very different storylines start to intertwine, things get really interesting. Miller is investigating the disappearance of a rich girl named Julie Mao, while Holden and his crew stumble upon a derelict ship that holds a terrible secret. Both threats leads to a conspiracy that could destroy humanity. One of the things I absolutely love about this book is its setting. The solar system has been colonized, but there's no utopian federation here. Instead, we have three main factions: Earth, Mars, and the Belt. The tension between these groups feels incredibly real and relevant to our world today. The Belters who live and work in the asteroid belt are physically changed by living in low gravity. They are essentially a new subspecies of human, exploited by the inner planets. This creates a powder keg of social and political tension that drives much of the story. The characters are what really makes this book shine. Miller is a classic noir detective, broken, alcoholic, obsessed with his case. But the authors give him such depth and humanity that he transcends the stereotype. His growing obsession with Julie Mao, the missing woman he's searching for, is both touching and a little bit disturbing. Holden, on the other hand, is almost Miller's opposite. He believes in truth and transparency at any cost, even when that idealism causes massive problems. The contrast between these two protagonists, Miller's cynical pragmatism versus Holden's idealistic truth-seeking, creates fascinating conflicts and discussions about morality and justice. The action in Leviathan Wakes is absolutely stellar. The space combat scenes are intense and realistic. No Star Wars-style dogfights here. Instead, we get battles that take place over vast distances where light lag affects targeting and a single piece of shrapnel can destroy a ship. The authors make you feel the claustrophobia of space, the terror of knowing that one hole in your ship means death. But what elevates this book above standard space opera is its exploration of deeper themes. It asks questions about humanity's future, about what happens to our species as we spread through space. It explores how physical environment shapes culture and even biology. And ultimately, it's about how humanity responds to something truly alien. Not just extraterrestrial life, but something that challenges our understanding of what life even is. And speaking of alien life, this is where the horror elements come in. Without spoiling too much, there's a sequence about 2/3 through the book that feels straight out of The Thing or Alien. The authors create a sense of cosmic horror that would make Lovecraft proud. It's genuinely unsettling and adds another layer to what's already a complex and engaging story. The writing itself deserves special mention. The chapters alternate between Miller and Holden's perspectives, and each has a distinct voice. Miller's chapters feel noirish and introspective, while Holden's are more action-oriented and straightforward. The pacing is perfect. Just when one storyline might start to drag, we switch to the other, keeping the narrative momentum strong throughout. While Leviathan Wakes is the first book in the Expanse series, it tells a complete story. Yes, there are hooks for future books, but the main plot is resolved satisfyingly. If you never read another book in the series, this one stands perfectly well on its own. Though, trust me, you're going to want to continue. What makes Leviathan Wakes so special is how it combines familiar elements into something fresh and exciting. It's a noir detective story in space. It's a realistic look at space colonization. It's a political thriller about human tribalism and prejudice. It's a horror story about encountering something really alien. And somehow all these elements work together perfectly. Have you read Leviathan Wakes? What did you think about Miller's journey or Holden's idealism? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in more science fiction reviews, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. I've got some great ones coming up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next chapter.